Like, this is like my Facebook video, like, about how important it is to, like, change climate change, because, like, if we don't, we could die, and it could cost a lot of more money if we don't address this. I saw this documentary, like, it was really old, but it was like about how, like, when the glaciers melt, all kinds of, like, germs and dinosaurs and woolly mammoths can, like, come out of the glaciers that melt. Like, we don't know what's in there. It's like thousands of years old, and, like, if we let that happen, we, like, don't know what it could be. And, like, climate change, it's like being affected by, like, the, like, Facebook, what is it called? It's like the Amazon rainforest. I saw that on this, like, show on TBS called Captain Planet. They say that we're the Planeteers, and you could be one too, because, like, saving our, like, planet is, like, the thing to do, and, like, looting and polluting, they're not, like, the way. Because here's what Captain Planet, like, has to say. It's like the power is, like, yours. Did you ever hear of that? Because I think I, like, heard that once. I remember, this is my, like, plan to, it's like the New Deal that, like, LBJ had, or, like, the Great Society that FDR had. It's like, this is my plan as AOC. It's to, like, if we all get these rings, there's one for earth, and, like, one for wind, and one for fire, one for water, and one for heart. That's the most important one, the ring for heart. If we combine our powers with these rings, this blue guy will come and save the planet. Like, that's part of my, it's no longer the Green New Deal, it's the Blue New Deal. We just need to get these, like, rings, and that'll stop, like, all the things that these looters and polluters are doing in the Amazon, that's gonna melt our glaciers in the rainforest. And then if those glaciers melt, then there'll be droughts and flooding and germs from other planets and from dinosaurs and stuff that are stuck in there that have been extinct for millions of years, but they'll come back because they'll be melted. So all of these things are, like, very important to care about, and we shouldn't care about how much it costs. I mean, I don't even care how much it costs to get those rings. I'm sure they're really expensive rings, but if, like, we don't get those rings to make this Blue New Deal, I don't know what's gonna happen. Like, it'll cost even more money. I mean, first we'll die, and then it'll cost even more money. So, you know, we, like, have to take care of this. Now, like, seriously, cereal, man, bear, pig, we, it's half man, half bear, and half pig. We gotta be cereal people. This whole thing with the rainforest. Did you know that there's, like, I mean, this is true. In other years, there were much more fires in the Amazon than there are this year. They're just blaming this on Jair Bolsonaro because he believes in the free market. That's really what this is all about. I mean, it's frightening what's going on. How, like, they brainwash people. Like, oh, look, it's and this is a globalist agenda, really, and that's what's really going on here. It's really frightening because the truth of the matter is, first of all, like, all these kids who grew up watching Captain Planet and Tiny Toons and, and the G.I. Joe cartoons, where at the end it's like, knowledge is power. And we were like brainwashed to think that like the Amazon produces like half of the oxygen of the world or something like that. And now they're like a little bit more realistic. They say it's 20%, but really the actual number is more like 5%. Like, it's just a lie that they told us. And it's all political. I mean, just like they're attacking President Trump for nothing. I mean, President Trump is probably the most liberal Republican there could ever be. And he should be a great uniter. But the media wants to destroy this country, and they don't want us to be united. And so they've just told lies after lies about President Trump. This is serious now. Now I'm not doing my AOC invitation anymore. But this is crazy what's going on. How they're lying to us about the Amazon, making it sound like it's this big disaster when, I remember from Mr. Wizard learning that forest fires are actually beneficial to the forests, because there's certain plants that will only grow if there are forest fires. The fact of the matter is, I mean, there have been cases, this is true, this is actually true. There have been cases where certain birds and certain trees were going extinct because we've been artificially preventing forest fires. You realize what that means? So then, like, people are like, all right, so then we're going to have to make some forest fires. And then that, like, goes bad. Like, just let go and let God, Just let nature do its thing. We don't need to interfere in everything. The world did fine without us, Yeah, we have a certain, like, stewardship, la'avdar l'shamro, to work the garden and to guard it. It's true from a biblical standpoint, but a lot of things that we do are just foolish. And like, when we think we are in control, that's the most foolish thing that we can do. The wisest thing that we can do is be aware of God's truth. That's what the Bible tells us. Reishis Chachma Yiras Hashem. That the beginning of wisdom is the fear of the Lord. Fear means, as we were discussing before, awareness of God. Don't get fooled by all the nonsense that they're saying about what's going on in Brazil. Bolsonaro is doing a great job. He's privatizing the post office. We got to do that in America. Privatize the post office. Can you imagine what a different country this would be if we just went back to old ways of just everything being privatized, the way that the founders intended it, and not having the government ruin everything. I mean, there's a tremendous truth in what President Trump said when he was inaugurated. He said this is not just power being transferred from one regime to another. This is power being returned back to the people. And that's what the deep state and the swamp are afraid of, and the media, who are their accomplices, are afraid of, that the people are going to be back in control. And so they have to scare us with all these doomsday predictions because they want control. That's how they gain control. I mean, look at, who made this Captain Planet? It was Ted Turner, who used to own CNN. I don't know if he still does, but I know he founded CNN. and it's all connected. You know, it's all the, you know, pretty much it's this whole thing together. It's like, you know, so let's stop being intimidated by these totalitarians and these autocrats who want to take away our freedoms. They want to take away our religious freedoms. They want to take away our freedom of speech. It's really scary what's going on, what the left is trying to do to this country. What they're trying to do in New York, trying to take away our religious freedoms, trying to close down the private schools. It's frightening. So, you know, it's really, really frightening. And we just have to be thankful that we have a great president who's on our side, trying to fight against these people who are trying to take it all away from us. And let's just hope that he wins again next year, and, you know, we don't have these liars who are just trying to take away our power, take away our freedoms, and just they want to seize power for themselves, so they lie to us about the environment and all this stuff just to scare us into submission, you know. And how they, you know, since I was a little kid, they were scaring little kids with these Captain Planet, you know, nonsense. You know, these scary, you know, or the Toxic Avenger or whatever it is, you know, and just making us believe that, like, everything is, you know, you know, I remember, like, the Toxic Avenger cartoons. I never saw the movies, but the cartoons that we watched when we were kids, and, like, they, like, pretty much had us believe that, like, you know, acid rain means that, like, yeah, you're going to go outside, and even on The Simpsons they had that, you know, it just melt away, you know, just be destroyed, you know, by acid rain, when it's just a natural, normal thing, you know. But like, this is a new one that I'm obviously exaggerating when I'm talking about dinosaurs and woolly mammoths and stuff coming out of the glaciers, but I never heard this one. That's just silly. That's just the most ridiculous thing to say, that there's germs in the glaciers that are gonna come back. I mean, it's true. Yeah, they have found viruses and bacteria in glaciers that live for thousands of years, but no one ever suggested that these are these dangerous pathogens that are just gonna, you know, destroy our lives. You know, I mean, that is the craziest, kookiest thing I've ever heard. And this woman's in Congress. You know, I'm thinking again. You know, I might want to run. Probably not, but it's just, man, wow, this is what we're putting up with. All right, Planeteers, the power is yours. And it's true, the power is yours. It's not theirs. It's not AOC's power. It's not, you know, the racist Elisa Presley's power to, like, say that someone has a brown voice or a black voice. What does that mean? That's racist. You know, and these people, they just get away with it. It's just frightening. So, be strong and of good courage, and we're here to fight the good fight, and to you know, still be good, proud Americans. So, well, wow. Well, thank you for watching. God bless. Please like, share, and subscribe. Comment. We'll see you later.